I met Sam 6 years ago now. Wow. I met Sam 6 years ago at a bar. He had just come home from a work trip in London.
When I came back, my friends and family, they had a gathering at a bar, and when I went in there, I was able to obviously see my friends and my family, but Shelli was at the bar, and that's when I first met her.
And we were just there with a bunch of friends, and I was meeting a lot of his friends for the first time, and I just remember thinking he was so cute. My favorite thing about Sam is how everybody in his life comes first. He's like the most selfless person. His family comes first, his friends come first. He has this just sort of naturally caring and loving personality that just puts everybody else before his needs, and it's amazing.
My favorite thing about Shelli is the fact that she keeps me focused, she keeps me grounded, and she's probably one of the few people that I know that actually understands me and a lot of my Sammyisms that I say.
I think my favorite Sammyism was we went to the first ever Starbucks in Seattle. And if you know it or you've been to it, it's very small, it's old, it's just kind of this tiny alleyway. There's no chairs, no tables. We called it like a little shithole of a place. And so we got there and we walk in and Sam's like, this place really is like a shit in the hole. And I was like, it is.
What makes Sammy and Shelli a good match for each other? I would have to say that they're so alike. That they're both type A personalities. They're in charge. They like to do things their own way. With them both being independent, they still come home to each other and care for each other. And even though there's important things in their lives, they're still important to each other.
Sam is a genuinely kind and caring person, and he only wants the best for Shelli and all of his family and friends. He really looks out for her, and that's all you can ask for your best friend.
The reason why Shelli is a good match for Sammy is because Shelli is a very caring and loving person. No matter what the issue is, no matter what the problem is, Shelli is always there to give her input and help out.
I think the thing that makes Sammy and Shelli a good match for each other is the fact that they are so considerate of one another. It's so obvious that they are so in love and always have each other's back that no matter what comes, they'll always get through it and be a very strong couple.
The moment I realized that Shelli was perfect for Sam was during our graduation. We went to Olive Garden. The first thing Shelli did when she sat down, she noticed that everybody was doing our typical family thing. Everybody just talking, not really knowing what they want, how many wine, what should we do for the table. And I remember Shelli taking control of the whole situation. She came over here, she said, let me get 3 bottles of wine, 2 sangrias, this, that, these appetizers. What do you want? What do you want? Let's get this going. And that's the type of girl we need in our family. And that's why I think Shelli is perfect with Sammy.
Sam. Now I know that you've known Shelli for quite some time now, but there's still quite a bit that you don't know. Let me start from the beginning. When we were just young tykes, she was running around all the time, naked. Now, I know Shelli told you that she used to dance, but have you ever actually seen footage of her dancing? No? Can we roll that clip of Shelli's last dance?
Something about Sammy that Shelli might not know, but probably already does, is that whenever Sammy buys something new, it could be anything. It could be related to computers, to books, gifts. Sammy has this tendency to keep the box, fold it up, put it away, and keep it there for who knows what. It's one of his things where he kind of just does it out of natural, and it makes really no sense. And Shelli, my advice to you is that if you see Sammy keep a box, just throw it away, tell him that it's not worth keeping and it's not too important. Life still goes on.
She used to like to wear beads. Lots and lots of beads. Her hair wasn't always the blondish red that it is today. It used to be red. The glasses came. Oh yeah. Oh, I'm talking about these just big ol' Harry Potter looking type of... Like these. See? I found them. These were hers.
The proposal was probably about a year in the making. I remember back in December, the year before I proposed, I actually asked Jody and Corey asking for Shelli's hand in marriage, and they were very excited and they definitely want to be involved.
The proposal process was the best ever. I mean, for Sam to take the time to understand what was so important to Shelli and to involve friends and family in that process was awesome. And so to get to be a part of that and for us to appreciate Sam's planning and Shelli's surprise was totally perfect.
I am very hard to surprise. I am hard to catch off guard, especially him, just because I know him so well. We've been together a long time, and he's about one of the most honest people that you'll meet. So deceiving anyone is really not in his skill set. So the fact that he surprised me, it was a huge surprise. I did not see it coming.
So the proposal is what I like to call the secret mission. Now, Sammy's always been the type of person that's exceeded. Actually, he's been overachieving in almost every facet of his life. And at this moment, he did no less.
Got the wedding ring, got the location, and I invited all my family and Shelli's family to be involved and friends.
Sammy was very on top of it. He was very worried about the details, and I think he got all those right. He wanted to make sure that Shelli would enjoy it, and that he was doing it all for her. And I think he did a great job. He planned it out that everybody would be hiding, and that that she had really no idea that it would be happening.
These are all the steps, the logistics of what Sammy had us do. He wanted everybody to be in on it, know exactly what was going on. Look at this. I'm still scrolling down, guys. And that's just the type of, that was only the beginning. Imagine, think about it. He came up to us and said, hey, Jonathan, hey, Christian, we have to do the best job possible because I'm going to get engaged.
It was a really nice restaurant that we were pretending to go to. So I had a little bit of trouble on the day of getting Shelli to wear a dress. I had to subtly hint to dress up without, tipping everything off.
I was like, all right, well, if you want to. I'm not really, those of you who know me, I'm not that girly. I don't wear skirts or dresses. And I was like, oh my God, he wants me to wear a skirt. That's annoying. And he's like, well, Tori's going to wear one. I was like, oh God, Tori's going to wear one. I'll wear a skirt.
But the day rolls around and we drive past the restaurant. Shelli notices that we drove past the place where they had their first date, and we suggested that we just go in there for a drink.
Hey, why don't we go in there, have a drink? I remember we went into the bar, we had a few drinks, and what she didn't know was that there was a room in the back where her family, my family, and a few of our friends were waiting for me to propose. And so I ended up going to the bathroom, and I remember taking 2 deep breaths. And I remember just Matt saying that you're gonna do great, and I ended up going to the back room, and I kind of told Matt, all right, let's go get it. I'm ready for this.
We end up just walking towards this back room where we see Sammy and Shelli's entire family. We saw, Shelli was so surprised.
I mean, well, if you know me, I was in like a white t-shirt and a cotton skirt, and my hair was up, and it would never have been how I would have dressed for my engagement. But all of a sudden we went back there, and these double doors opened, and my friends and my family were there, and he was standing there with his hands behind his back, and at that point I knew And I thought, okay, just don't cry because you didn't even get dressed up, so you can't be like ugly crying. There has to be something happening that's like pretty.
I remember as soon as she walked in, she was immediately shocked. She was immediately in tears. And as soon as, before she realized, I was in one knee and I was proposing in front of all our families and our friends. And I remember her saying yes, and we had a great time that night.
I don't even really remember what he said. So that night when we got back home, I was like, can you just tell me what you said? Because all I remember thinking was, oh my God, everybody's here watching me, and he's down on his knees, and he was down and up, and it all happened so fast. And so yeah, it was a great day, but he caught me off guard. So props to him.
Shelli said yes, and the rest is history.
The advice that my mom would give me for marriage would be to always know that decisions aren't made with just one person. There's always a partnership. The other thing that she would tell me is that, always have respect for your significant other, and always know that whatever you do in life, that you're not just doing it for yourself, but you're doing it for you and your wife.
I think the biggest thing that she would say is really that marriage is about communication, and it's about compromise and finding somebody who challenges you in all the right ways. And I think that's really what I found in Sam, and I think she would agree with that. So I think she would just tell me to make sure that we're always communicating.
So I think the one piece of advice I have for the kids is that after watching them grow together over the last 5 or 6 years, it's obvious that they have a tremendous amount of respect for each other, and I think that's key to a relationship, that they have respect for their families, for their career goals, for their goals for the future, and I think as long as they maintain that respect, the rest will follow. The fun and the friendship and the humor is obvious, and that together with the respect they have and love for each other is what perfect marriages are made of.
My advice to Sammy and Shelli for planning the wedding and the wedding day would be to just stay calm. You're there to celebrate your love. It's all about you guys. Keep that at the center of everything, and you'll be all right.
Shellonomics. The rest of your life, your happiness will be directly correlated with Shelli's happiness. Whether that's a positive or negative correlation, that's up to you. That's why I derived a formula to help you out a little bit here. It's called the Shell formula. Now, you may think that stands for Shelli, but it actually stands for Sam's happiness equivalency level for life. Very important. Pay attention. A few simple factors go into it. Starting out here, D squared stands for diamonds. Make sure she has lots of diamonds. That will have a positive effect on your happiness. V, pretty simple, vacations. She likes them. Following that, we have quantity F1 times F2. Stands for friends and family. Very important. Minus B sub any. It means birds of any kind. Keep them out. Last but not least, tagged on the end here, we have the CBS factor. It's one of the most important factors of the entire equation. Stand for clothes, bags, and shoes. Now, as you can see, to the power of X. That's because I have no way of determining how many clothes, bags, and shoes any woman could ever need or want, especially not my sister.
I knew Sammy was the one when we were back in Washington for my dad's funeral, actually, and he had come. We'd been dating just over a year, so it was not that long to be dealing with something that heavy, and he had flown straight from Dominican Republic because he was there on vacation.
I immediately dropped everything in the middle of my vacation. I ended up kind of flying out to Seattle on standby, so it was about a 24-hour trip to get there, but I made sure to be there the day of the funeral. And the moment that I did that, I knew that she was the one.
My mom and I were doing the receiving line, and I just looked over and he was just standing there looking at me like, what can I do for you? And he had like a handful of Kleenexes and a hand with water in it, and he was just like, do you need either one of these? And I was like, no, I'm fine. But it was that moment where I was like, oh my God, I think I'm gonna marry him.
Oh.